Hey guys, what's happening? It's Thursday, and I'm back working on this Honda bike here. I've swapped every electrical component possible, and at one point in time I had done a cam change, and memory has not served me well whether it ever ran properly after the cam change. It fired right up, you know, it's not hard starting. But it did have a larger exhaust on it, so I figured it was a jetting issue. But at this point, we've got the factory exhaust back on it, and we're thinking it's cam timing issue. So basically what I've done, and I don't know if the camera can pick this up or if I can hold it steady enough, but we've got something jerry-rigged up here to hold that sucker at top dead center. And let's see if I can do this. I doubt I can do it. But we're sitting dead nuts, top dead center, I believe. Yeah, it's hard to hold the camera perfectly straight. And, you know, closing one eye, it's perfect, and closing the other eye, looks like it's off a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch. But basically, all the lobes on this cam are facing downward. Okay. I've got the slack adjuster off on the cam chain. I've only got one bolt back in it because I walked it a tooth. And what I've done, I'm going to try and hold this as steady as I can, but when you pick up and make sure the chain is tight on the front and it won't rock back any farther, that line is parallel with the deck of the head, front and back. And I'm going to put you on the stand. I'll show you the other thing I did to double check this. It would probably be nice if I had a helper, but this is kind of the way it goes. Come on, baby. I think that'll work. Let's go up a little bit. Let's zoom all the way. There's maximum zoomage, and we'll let the camera focus. Okay, now the camera is not at deck height, so this is going to be skewed just a tiny bit. But I also need to pick up on the cam chain. I don't have an adjustment on my tripod to make it perfectly level down here. But as I pick up on this chain and look over the side, looks to be perfectly in sync with where it's supposed to be. Those lines are supposed to be flat on the top of the head. What I did, I can find it here, it's on the floor. I took a feeler gauge because I didn't have any other type of like metal mechanic scale or anything flat steel, so I took the thickest feeler gauge I have and made sure it wasn't all bent up and everything, because a lot of times you tend to bend these, but I don't use the thick ones very often. And I set it like that on the deck of the head. Turn this back this way and make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. And when I put that feeler gauge completely flat on there and pick up on the front of that cam chain, it's dead nuts in that groove on the cam gear, or sprocket as it were. And I can also do the back side, and it's dead nuts on. So there is no doubt in my, you can't really see what the hell I'm showing you here. No doubt in my mind if that'll show us a reference or not. I think it does. That it is dead nuts on. I don't think there could be any possibility that it's not. But I'm gonna leave it tore apart like this. I'm gonna wait for a couple comments. I also have inspected the valve springs to the best of my ability, you know, pushing on them, and I don't have any way other than taking them to a machine shop to see if I've got anything broken or giving out. All of them look just fine to me. I don't see any cracks or anything in them. So, zoom this bad boy back out. So that's where I'm kind of at with this thing. Let's move back. I don't have the wide angle on here, and I don't really need it today. So that's what I've come up with. I'm not going to throw it back together just because I'm not 100% sure. I'm 99.9% sure that I've got this thing dead to rights. And another thing, when I moved it, I dropped, let's see, which way did I go? So I went clockwise with the sprocket holding this chain taut on the gear below. The only way to know 100% if it's on there is put the head back on, let the tension back on it, put the head or the valve cover back on it, and roll it over and see what happens. Check the valve clearances and all that. That doesn't take very long to do. It'll probably take me half an hour to do it. I may put it on with no sealant. It's got a decent gasket on it. And just tighten down the head bolts and check valve clearances again and see where it's at. Of course, I have to put the other bolt back in the cam gear and all that. So I'll go ahead and do that and roll it over and make sure I don't have any interferences, but that's where I'm probably going to stop this until I get some input. It's just one of those things. It's fighting me so bad that I don't want it to be something that I have to keep tearing apart, because these poor Honda aluminum heads, they only last so long when you're tearing them apart up and down, you know, in and out with the fasteners. These small M7s, I've got 3 of them in there that I had to retap for a larger diameter standard bolt, and if they draw through on me again, they're not real wimpy. Those bigger fasteners are working now. If they draw through again, it's going to be time for a thread insert, like a time insert type deal. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll catch you guys after bed.